Great advice. So, is there any, or is there a particular set of experiences or skills that recruiters will typically look for in a candidate applying for a position within this industry?
Sure. So as I mentioned, the skill set can vary pretty broadly based on the function that you're coming into. If I had to generalize it, I would say that there are probably several areas that I think are important to demonstrate in terms of skills that people are looking for. I mean, one quality, first of all, is just a general interest in healthcare and the medical device industry. And this can be based on things that you've gotten involved in, prior roles and experiences, or it can really just be based on your personal interest as long as you're able to articulate it. So first of all, I'd say, interest in the industry and interest in healthcare. Second of all, I'd say a sense of responsibility and accountability. A lot of the roles that you're going to be joining are going to be, you're going to be working with other people, and they're going to give you projects to work on, and they're going to depend on you to be able to complete those projects. So being able to show that you're somebody who can be relied on, that you're somebody who, for example, gets things done on time, who knows when to ask questions, who can work autonomously when necessary. Those are all skills that are highly valued. And then the third thing that I would say companies look for is some element of leadership. So employees are so much more valued when they're able to really take the perspective of, just because this is how we do things now, how can things be done better? And being able to think with that sort of leadership mindset where you're able to step outside of problems and think about, what are the innovative and new ways that we might be able to solve some of the problems that we're working on is something that's always going to be valued no matter what function you're in.
Great. So, you've already touched on the resume, but is it an industry norm to have just a one-page resume?
Yeah, the one-page resume is really, to be honest, it's a courtesy to the recruiters because often a role will have lots and lots of candidates applying, and recruiter doesn't have to only review resumes as their job. They have a lot of other things going on. So when you submit a resume that's longer than a page, you should be aware that, especially if it's a competitive role, your longer resume isn't necessarily going to get a longer amount of time devoted to for that specific recruiter. And so you're really making things easier for them by putting all your experiences on one page. I would say that some of the exceptions for the one-page rule come in hand with very experienced hires who have had multiple roles and very broad, large leadership experiences, as well as some specific technical roles where it is sometimes okay to have longer than a page, but it's really function specific. And when in doubt, I would say stick to a page, and you're always able to elaborate on your experiences once you get to an interview, as well as through the cover letter.